All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestleseries 13 Day 2 Pre-Show. I am your host, Mr. Perfect D-Cell. That's right. I decided to come out in perfect form tonight, and this has absolutely nothing to do with the nuclear fallout turning me into a radioactive bugman. But before we get started, very first thing I would like to do is give a shout out to our very prestigious list of sponsors that made this show possible. Wrestleseries 13 was brought to you by Dew, Fedora, Inthium, The Bearded Guy, Junk Food, Sinful, Apple Blossom, Cosmic Dust, Hux, Shania, Braun, Legal Insanity, Mudskin, Cult, Animosity Poses, True Damage SL, Not Found, Majesty, Almi, Paragon Animations, Rosary, Ananas, Bad Unicorn, Vanilla Bay, Team Wildfire, and Omni. Thank you again so much for making all of this possible. Now, before we get started, I would like to go over really quickly the events of last night. Day 1, what a hell of a show. The Carson brothers managed to take down the nefarious duo of Natas Grinmore and Titan to become the new VWE Tag Team Champions. Then we saw Drake Edwards force Ren Blackheart to tap out. After that, we saw Knight take out Hammer and just edge out victory at the very last second. Then we all saw a fatal four-way where the Bad Apple retained her national championship. Then, in a career versus career match, we watched as God took his final plummet, as it was the Misfit who stood standing tall at the end. And for the main event, the Golden Phoenix Firebird Lyra defended her world championship against Danny. Now, with all that said, we still have one amazing show here for you tonight. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the matches that are going to be going down in just 1 hour's time. First up, we have a VWE Legacy Championship match in a triple threat setting. It will be none other than the Wolf Victor Kessel defending his Legacy Championship against Sam the Man and the German sensation Ludi Graves. Now, like I said, last night was intense to say the least, but we look to keep that momentum going by kicking off the show with a much anticipated showdown that has been building for several months. Sam the Man has made his return to VWE with one goal in mind: to use his experience to remind the roster exactly why he's a former heavyweight world champion multiple times over. Setting his sights on Ludi Graves to establish dominance among the veterans. However, this started Ludi down a path filled with rage and resentment for all those who have underestimated him. Several times has he chosen violence before victory itself. Then you have our accomplished legacy champion Victor Castle thrown into the mix, as these two both have set their sights on invading his territory. However, Victor has defended his championship like the proud apex predator that he is, and refuses to let these legends bully him tonight. Then, for the second matchup, we have the undefeated Viking Skull going up against the return of Acheron in a VWE grudge match. Now, ever since he made his debut, Skull has tasted nothing but victory. There have been many who tried to take him down, but so far, no one has been able to pin the Viking Warrior, as his winning streak continues even today into Wrestleseries 13. He has faced brawlers, tanks, mentors, and legends, but now he's up against something that he has never faced before: a monster. Acheron is a name feared throughout the halls of VWE, as many prayed he would never make his return. However, now that Scion has been buried alive at Halloween Horror, there is nothing keeping this unholy force of nature at bay, free to do as he pleases as he sets his sights on ending the winning streak once and for all. I guess it's just a matter of Skull will be able to overcome the forces of evil that conspire against him. Then we got the Last Hope James Gray going up defending his national championship against the original diamond of the business, Austin Knight. in a steel cage match. Now, there is absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind that these two have had it out for each other since James Gray got his championship through, I would say, questionable means. But you know what? The simple fact is that going into Wrestleseries 13, James Gray is a two-time defending national championship, using his wit and tenacity to cleverly outsmart his opponents time and time again. However, tonight he is locked in a steel cage with Austin Knight, where no disqualifications and no outside help will be readily available to him. Has James Gray's luck finally run out? I guess we will just have to wait and see. Then we got match 4. The Beard, the legend, Brackman Wilder going up against the best big man in the business, Maxwell Ryan. Now, the time has finally come. This is the stuff of legends, folks. It is no secret that before coming back to VWE, Maxwell viewed Brackman as a role model, someone that he looked up to, someone that he used to idolize until he worked side by side with him, and he has made it very clear that he has absolutely no respect for this coward of a man, as he so claims, a man who has failed to keep good on his promise to regain that world championship time and time again. However, Brackman Wilder is a man of very few words. That is right. He lets his actions, his accolades, and his accomplishments speak for him. So tonight, you can bet he is going to come with just one simple statement. And that statement will be, "Hello, my name is Brack." Then we go on to match 5, where we will see the absolute legend Viola Beaumont go up against the venomous Maxine in an Extreme Rules, no disqualifications, anything goes grudge match for the ages. Now, this feud has been building for decades. When Viola first came into VWE, it was the venomous one, Maxine, who took her under her wing. And over the time, these two formed a sisterhood that would become feared throughout the entire grid and locker room in the back. Women were scared to go up against these two. However, the path that they chose was destined to turn them against one another. It was bound to happen. And frankly, they thought that this beef was over and done with. They thought of what was in the past was in the past. However, Maxine has made it very clear that no one can truly escape from their past, and she looks to make Viola pay for all the transgressions that she has made against her here tonight. Stuff of legends, stuff of legends. All right. Speaking of legendary matchups, we got the main event for the VWE Heavyweight Championship of the world. The infamous Nile Nightfire will be defending his championship against Morgan Jones. All right. In one corner, you have the challenger Morgan Jones, an underdog for the ages who no one gave a second glance at 3 years ago. Many have viewed him as nothing more than a YouTuber here for just his 10 minutes of fame. However, at every turn, he has proven them wrong time and time again, not only by overcoming the odds, but by reinventing pro wrestling as we know it. From underdog to community icon, it seems that nothing can stop this Morgan Jones hype train. But then we have the defending world heavyweight champion, Nile Nightfire, a man who has been nothing but cutting edge every time that he steps into that ring, using a mix of old school techniques and new age flair that's made for an unstoppable combination. No matter who has tried their hand at beating this man, Nile has taken them down with surgical precision and a level of focus that would make even the most battle-hardened warriors tremble in fear. He is a ruthless killer in the ring who will stop at nothing to prove why he is the pinnacle of wrestling perfection. Now, as if all that wasn't enough, for this match, we will have a special guest referee. That's right, it is none other than our CEO of VWE, Seth Cameron, who will be officiating this fight. And considering what Morgan Jones did to him at Beach Brawl, not only beating him fair and square with his hands cuffed behind his back, but then officially, eating him off of that cliff, which rendered Seth Cameron nothing more than a humble little potato for the last several months. I I just gotta wonder if Morgan Jones has any chance of walking out with that heavyweight championship, if at all. All right, all right. Now that it has all been set down on the table, now that it has all been laid on the line, let's go ahead and work down the way here. Duncan, I will go ahead and give the table to you first, so that way, you know, no offense, but I like to save the best for last, save the talent for last. So just gotta say, you've been here for a few weeks, you have seen the action firsthand. What is your take on what is going to go down here tonight?
All right, thank you so much for the time. What do I think the match is going to happen? I think Victor is going to walk away keeping the championship. I think Skull's winning streak is going to continue. Austin Knight is going to win the championship, the national championship. I think Brackman Wilder is going to win this match. Maxine is going to wipe the floor with Viola. And in the main event, I think Morgan Jones is going to win the championship.
Wow, gotta say, you know, for a guy that literally just started here, you definitely have your pulse on all the action. So, what is it like? You know, I know what it's like, but go ahead and tell with the audience what it's like to be front row and center on the greatest stage of them all.
To be that close to all the action and watching these amazing athletes every single time go out there, put their bodies on the line, and really just put it out there for the fans, it's nothing short of incredible. It really is. And I love the fact that I'm part of this group. I'm very, very happy that I have a chance to sit there every night that I can and call these matches. I can't put it into words how amazing it feels.
Indeed, it really is just an amazing feeling to be able to watch these gods among men, these goddesses battle out in the ring. Literally, these icons of the Second Life community put it all on the line for everyone to see. It truly is a thrill. Thank you so much, Duncan, for your input. All right, let's keep moving down the panel. Austin Knight, the original diamond of the business, challenging James Gray for his VWE National Championship here tonight. Austin, what is your take on tonight's matchup? What is going through your mind right now?
Well, tonight, there's a lot of things going through my mind. But if you ask about my match, then James has made my life a living hell for the past couple months, since even before Elimination Royale. So tonight, trust me, I have a few plans for him.
Okay. I gotta know. Let's not kid around here. We all know what James Gray's real signature and finishing move is. So with that said, how many times has James Gray kicked you right in your diamonds?
If you want to answer that question, I can demonstrate it for you.
No. That's okay. We can move on. We can move on. Okay, so this is something else I gotta ask. You know, when I saw you uncover yourself as LT Gray in the matchup and you just completely pulled the rug out from underneath of James Gray, how did you manage to pull that off? How did you manage to convince him that you were LT Gray from start to finish without him suspecting a single thing?
Well, it was easy enough. I knew LT Gray back from when he was in VW in the old days. If people remember, I was part of the board of directors. I knew a few wrestlers back when they were still here. I knew TK since day one. We're old friends, and he's followed me his gear, and I've watched his matches plenty of times, so I was able to imitate it pretty easily. And, well, James isn't too bright. I mean, look his mentor.
Ooh, definitely got some strong words there. All right. So, like we have said, now, you got James Gray locked in a steel cage. You got him to defend his championship, but naturally, he's going to be able to go to town. He's going to be able to violate any rule that there is because, frankly, there are no rules. The only thing that matters in this matchup is whoever gets the pin or the submission. Am I not correct? So, does this make you a little nervous knowing that while you did get what you wanted, you also sort of gave him a little bit of an advantage here tonight?
You know, that's a funny way to look at it. You're saying that he gets to do whatever he wants, that he can unleash. Well, here's the thing. Ever since I've changed things up, tried to change my ways, I've tried to live within the rules. Because I used to not live within the rules. I used to do whatever it took. I was the dirtiest asshole you could find, and I did everything you could think of to get the wins, to get the titles. I violated people through mind, and I made them bleed. You can ask Jeff, or Misfit, sorry. I forget, he likes not to be called Jeff anymore. But, here's the thing. I hit the steel cage because that means I don't have to play in the rules anymore. I don't have to be the nice guy. I don't have to play the redemption story anymore. I can be the asshole I naturally am, and he's gonna learn that asshole never went away.
Rick is back. Rick, you
Wow,
bastard.
that definitely adds an entire new dynamic to tonight's matchup. I cannot wait to see how that all unfolds. However, we do have a limited amount of time, so let's keep moving down the panel. Maxwell Ryan, you are going up against one of the most legendary icons in the business tonight, Brackman Wilder. And not to mention that the entire stint of while you were trying to get this man's attention, I believe he pretty much dogged you, dismissed you, denied you, just did everything he could to not even give you the time of day. Now, tell us, how did that make you feel?
Well, it's not just that. It's been ever since I came back. These people out here, these people around me, they don't give respect to a true legend like myself. And Brackman knew when he cost me the world title at the Dome at Halloween Horror, he knew he should have known that I was going to be coming after him, and he dodged me. He gaslighted me, and everyone cheered for that, which is pathetic for a man of his legendary status. And it's just one of those, and it was one of those things that infuriated me more because you don't play mind games with the best big man in the business, because when you do that, I will still be on top. And regardless of all the dodging and gaslighting that he did, he still agreed to tonight.
So, given the amount of disrespect that you have shown towards Brackman Wilder, like I said, you have made it no secret that you view this man as a coward and a shadow of the former shell of the champion he used to be. So, with that said, this is Wrestleseries 13. This is one of the biggest moments of redemption for you since you lost out against Jackson Dune a few years ago. How are you feeling about this matchup, knowing that you literally have no respect for your opponent? I mean, does this sort of downplay it for you, or is this everything that you hoped that it would be?
Honestly, this is just as big as a world title match for me, because when I was forced to leave after losing to Jackson, I never thought I would get another chance to come back. Brackman's not, in my opinion, it's not the same Brackman that he was years ago, but he's still the legend that he is today. He is still that person to where you need to be on top of your game, and you need to do everything you can to be the better man. So it doesn't change even though I know that he is not the Brackman that I thought he was. He's still gonna be that same legend when I go against him. But it still won't change the fact that I will redeem myself by beating the legend tonight.
But still, it is, like you said, he is a legend. He is a man whose accomplishments, literally, I can't even name them. He has done so much. And even though he did not manage to win at the Elimination Dome at Halloween Horror, that is a match that ended his career almost 6 years ago. Just for him to make a return and come back stronger than ever. Not only did he survive that, he is going on strong to face you. So I just gotta say, are you nervous at all? Are you worried about anything?
I'm not nervous. A lot of people are thinking that I should not be underestimating Brackman, but a lot of people don't understand that Brackman should be the one to not underestimate me.
Strong words from a strong man indeed. All right, let's keep moving down the panel. Lodi Graves, the German sensation. You are going up not only against the VWE Legacy Champion, the Wolf Victor Kessel, but you are also going up against a legendary icon in the business, a multi-time accomplished world heavyweight champion, Sam the Man. Now, Sam the Man has had it out for you ever since he's coming back to VWE, and it's no secret that Victor Kessel, quite frankly, isn't very fond of you either. Are you worried that these two are going to form an alliance to take you out of the picture, given how unpredictable that you can be in any given matchup?
Well, to be honest, if they don't form an alliance and go against me, then I know that they're full of shit. They always say, oh, you know, Ludi, he's so funny, yeah, you know, he's the goof or whatever. I'm a 6-time world champion. I'm a 2-time tag team champion, multiple times Golden Rope Award winner, and I don't need a goat to prove that, okay? So, when I walk into this match today, I will walk out when the bell rings the second time, the Legacy Champion, the newly crowned Legacy Champion, because I'm the German sensation Ludi Graves. I mean, you can look at me and you see, oh, he's awesome. So, are you done? Are you okay, people? Do you need a doctor? All right. So, with that, you're so funny. You need to realize that when the German sensation Ludi Graves goes to set the ring, he's always at a 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000%. I am the German sensation, for crying out loud. And all of these people here... Exactly. People, last year I told everyone that Seth Cameron's a no good son of a bitch. No one believed me. Now I'm saying that I'm going to be the next Legacy Champion. No one believes me, but I will prove him wrong yet again. So, with that being said, am I, worried that they might, team up and take it out on me? Nah, not really, because I can handle more than 2 people at once. I'm the German sensation, and that's all I can say about that.
All right, actually, you do bring up a very good point. A very good point. Now, love him or hate him, he is 100% right. Ludi Graves has been telling everybody what kind of man Seth Cameron has been all year. Now, while I personally, don't see it because he has treated me like absolute gold for my job on the commentator's table, I can see, from the perspective of someone like Morgan Jones or even Ludi Graves here, how Seth Cameron can be a little bit of a harsh boss to work for. But like you said, and the crowd clearly agreed with you. Every time Seth Cameron comes out, they make it no secret that they have absolutely no love for my personally beloved CEO. So I gotta say, Ludi Graves, how does it feel knowing that even though you were right, the people still just don't want, they just turn their backs on you while they will literally cheer any other person for touting the exact same story?
Well, it's simple, because people don't like the truth. People always hated other people who spoke the truth on a constant basis. And when I go out there and tell these truths, people regard them as lies. Which, just because they tell lies all their lives, doesn't mean I have to. I was always straightforward with people. I always told the truth, and I will do it again. I will become the Legacy Champion. Mark my words. Mark my words. I will become the new Legacy Champion. And that's not a threat, not a promise. It's just naked facts. And there's nothing that Seth Cameron can do about it. There's nothing that his daughter can do about it. There's no one out here that can do anything about it, because I will carve my name in the history books once again, and it will read, Ludi Graves, the best of the best, the German sensation, multiple-time world champion, and when people didn't believe him, he proved them wrong.
Okay. Now I hate to play devil's advocate here, and not disagreeing with you, when you make your claim that nobody can stop you. But I just gotta happen to point out that the person that stops you the most, Ludi, is yourself. Throughout a lot of the matches that I have seen you in, you have cost yourself the victory because your anger has blinded you from keeping you from violating simple rules. I mean, you get disqualified. what is your plan to keep that from happening again here tonight? I mean, yeah, you're in a triple threat setting. You don't have to worry about getting disqualified. You don't have to worry about violating any rules. But at the same time, how are you going to make sure that once again you are not your own worst enemy?
Well, what rules do I have to be worried about? The only rules that apply in this match, pinfall submission. No countouts, no disqualification, nothing. So therefore, I am in the advantage. I am in the advantage. I am the most experienced professional athlete inside that ring, no matter where I go. Okay? I have the smarts, I have the looks, and those people, they need a doctor. That is true. They need a doctor because they sound like they are having a stroke. Regardless, I want to tell one little thing, one more thing. The German sensation does not concern himself with the opinions of idiots.
Ooh, definitely had some words of absolute fire, passion, and tenacity from all these competitors here tonight. And again, I would like to thank Duncan for being here, helping me give a little bit insight as to what's going to go down. Once again, before we wrap up, I would like to once again thank our sponsors. Who
Wait.
What?
Wait. Before you go all the way to the sponsors and everything and all the good stuff, Wrestleseries is only once a year. Once a year. And what we seen yesterday was nothing short of extraordinary. Now, when I walk inside that ring and face Wolfie and Sam the Man, 35 years plus clashing inside the ring of experience, you can believe that this is going to be absolutely fucking amazing.
You know what? That is something I believe that we can all agree on. All right. In the spirit of final statements, Maxwell Ryan, we got 3 minutes left. You know, trying to save a little bit of time for Austin. You got about a minute. Anything you would like to say before we close out here tonight?
Tonight, I will leave a long-lasting statement that Maxwell is back. Maxwell is in full force, and going into the new year, Maxwell will be the face of the VWE by taking out your hero, your legend, the Beard.
Oh, great statement from the best big man in the business. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you, Looney Graves, as well. Now, finally, one last...
I don't need luck, I got skill.
Certainly. But like I said, we are almost out of time. The original diamond of the business. Austin Knight, would you like to make one final statement before we close tonight's pre-show?
Well, I want to say the words are done. Tonight is action. And tonight, I'll do what I said I was going to do, or I'm going to be going out in the body bag because I'm not leaving without that title.
Ooh, damn. Ice cold words of determination from the original diamond of the business. And with that said, we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Once again, Wrestleseries 13 this year was brought to you by Do, Fedora, Ithium, The Bearded Guy, Junk Food, Sinful, Apple Blossom, Cosmic Dust, Hawks, Shania, Braun, Legal Insanity, Mudskin, Cult, Animosity Poses, True Damage SL, Not Found, Majesty, Almi, Paragon Animations, Rosary, Ananas, Bad Unicorn, Vanilla Bay, Team Wildfire, and Omni. And with that said, that is the end of the pre-show for Wrestleseries 13. Stick around. In just 30 minutes, we will get started with all of the wrestling action. Thank you for showing up.
I'm awesome!
Oh, you know what? What the hell? Since we got a minute, I'm going to end the show with a little power up.
You know, Goku, Goku hates that trick, and that's gimmick infringement.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Where the hell is my bug spray?
Oh no, not the raid! Back into my hole.